All right, here we go again. Buckle up. Rough roads ahead. Let me adjust this microphone here. That looks a little better. Uh, I figured out some of the things that they were able to change in my mind that I need to get back to. Again, there was a psyop against using magnesium oil. That included the break-ins, but it started way back in a long time, at least a year and a half. And of course, it includes witchcraft. I used to take magnesium baths. So that was moved away. Um, Not as uh, obvious, but it was a psyop. Driving around in the van, I even said it myself that it spreads my hips, keeps my hips from getting too tight, which causes additional damage. So again, that's what they're doing. That's what they're up to. That's what they're causing. And the goal causing the neurological issues from being bunched up tight, causing stress. There's no medication like nerve medication required unless you do that to me. So I have an appointment today with a pain management guy. I don't know if he's going to do anything today. I definitely need, most likely, steroid treatment. I've got no idea what happened with the steroid treatment in Tyler, Texas. I mean, it was like there was nothing there. It didn't do anything. Right. I mean, every time I've received steroid treatment before, it would relax everything. So again, there could be external substances used. Well, the things when I go out and I heal places, it actually benefits me health wise. Correct. Oh, okay. So I wanted to speak on uh, Elon Musk and Vivek. I don't know if they know, but I already said in our nation, spies, foreign spies, are diminishing Americans and propping up foreigners, giving them the life that would overpower our lives. Why? The case system that's in India. Vladimir Putin ascribes to it, even though he's got his own form of it. Elon Musk ascribes to it, even though he has his own form of it. So you see, they're bringing the case system here because those people are just untouchables. Hmm. Again, I'm a friend to many people from India, even without them knowing who I am. I've done a lot of healing for people from India, and I worked in their temples in Gurdwara for a while. So I don't know if this is, too late to do this, but they knew what they were doing. Again, it's criminally intentioned stalking. It's not whether they say they're investigators or neighborhood protection or whatever they're saying they are. It's criminally intentioned stalking. Now I don't have a lot of money to drive either, so again, I to build the ark, I had to reduce what I was spending, but I was already predisposed not to drive. I have no idea, where this is all going to end or not end. Although, when I was totally released, they did a bunch of massage type stuff. The only thing that was really bothering me was that one nerve on the lower left. So, most likely in Amarillo, I should have engaged in the ablation process, but everything fought it once I scheduled the appointment. And it was weird because the chiropractor did nothing for me but screw me up and give me pain. Right. And he's the one that he poo-pooed that doctor. And that doctor may have the only thing that would have helped me. It was just when you're that bound. The key was for me to get unbound. And that would have hopefully been the corticosteroid. Then you can start thinking through everything. But for some reason, eventually, I did get a little looser. I'm not sure what did it, but I was still bound up, right side too tight, left side. Right. But when I was, well, the idea is I was so bad off in Amarillo and in Tyler that when my health did come back a little bit, right, that was a big deal. But being bound up for 4 years is not something I normally do. Right. So again, when I would make doctor's appointments, they would psychologically operate around me, and I didn't realize I was driven into like an aversion. I spoke about it, but you can't figure out where it is and when it is till you can. I mean, it's what they did for 30 years. They're not doing anything right, anything normal. They're not killing a pedophile, trying to make a pedophile, and again, make a pedophile in cop terms is retarded. Right. Trying to create a pedophile. Right. Listen to what you got to say inside. That's what you're all looking for. You're all sick. You can drive around the United States creating pedophiles out of thin air, and they're rescuing everybody, right? Like I said, when I moved, I guess I stretched my body out a little bit, and they psyoped me in the gyms. Psyoped me in yoga. I'm not seeing anything to heal. So, again, it depends on Hashem. So again, if I'm unwell for the rest of my life, Hashem may not have me heal anything, except maybe a few individual people. Hashem knows a person's pain. He can just connect and realize it. But then again, I might get the thing about fusion surgery. If it works great. But they can screw it up in so many ways. I'm not too sure that it's funny because it's coinciding. Again, they're devils. That's how that happens. But the CEO shooter, I'm not too sure that he was at wit's end, but I think he just needed massages because they did the surgery. It should have worked. A lot of people don't understand that that if your muscles are tight, you have to work them back out, even if you get the surgery. And then the surgery might work. Right. He was kind of too young to give up. There were so many different things he needed to try. Right. But again, if they mess up a surgery, then they mess it up. But it's pretty strange that they would mess up at this stage of the game. But again, it's a physical process, and that they drove me to the need for it. There was no need to take me out of massage, take me out of the gym. They do weird stuff. So I'm in the gym and I give people gifts and they know it. So what they're trying to do is get me to stop helping people and just so it fits their narrative, So we're in a gym in Santa Fe and some young lady, I guess she was a college student. And again, you're in the gym, you're mixed community. Right? I'm not like hitting on her. I'm not trying to have sex. Never even thought about it. Not even anything with her. Right? But I was with a couple of people that I knew from the gym. I can't remember who it was, and she was there, and she's all about aching. And I told her Epsom salt, Epsom salt. So to make sure she knew Epsom salt, I went and bought her a thing of Epsom salt before I left and said, "Here you go. You know, this is what you need." I went to the supermarket next door. So what they do is they disappear her net so that she's no longer in the gym. This is kind of crazy stuff they do day in and day out. But yet, if I was a techie from India, I'd be making $1 million, right? So again, there is an issue. So Elon Musk was set up. It's a setup to start that fight.
100%.
And he just bid on it. And he's been doing that. I was telling you he's doing that. Trump even bid on a couple of them. I don't know if you have double agents or you're seeing stuff online that triggers you to speak about that stuff, right? Or not. What is this here? Oh, like it's a new sirens, I guess. Tornado sirens. I guess they had to put them here because they're putting houses in. Right. I just don't see any place to heal, so not sure what's going on. Again, it involves God. God has to encourage me to heal. Now, I might be healing the schools because they're not at this point culpable yet. Right. But like I have a pinched nerve, and then when I sprayed, it's kind of like the same test they use for the ablation. Like they numb it, and if it works, then they cauterize the nerve with radio waves, kind of.
Thank you, sir.
So I had a pinched nerve this morning, and I sprayed this one knot in my back, and then the pinched nerve went away. So again, theoretically, if ablation probably would have worked back then, I don't know if it will now. I couldn't even think about it for years. Again, I didn't know what they were doing to me. Even if I thought about it, it wouldn't get anywhere. Now, some of it could be, I don't know if what Trump's, if Trump's part of that or not, where now I have power to take back my health or as best I can or something like that.
100%.
Yeah. If I had money, they'd never be able to do it. Again, the best thing for the government to do is to send me a check, tell me sign on a dotted line, and that's it.
100%.
Thank you, Larry. I think $1 million would be an it's not an honest amount, but I think that would be a good amount. Right.
Thank you, Larry.
I mean, it's actually like geez, I can't even. Like I said, I think it's $1 billion case based upon what happens to other people and what money they get.
Thank you.
I mean, we don't even have to talk about it. You just send me the check, I sign, and that's it. Right. And then you'll be held harmless. Thank you much.
Thank you, Larry.
That's decades, man. That's a sickness to do that. Right. Well, the whole thing is when you're bound up like that, you can't make your decisions. It's just, nothing's making sense. Right? And if you don't have a wife, which I like, they'll say in the Bible, it says that you didn't, plant good seed in good ground. You didn't prepare. I couldn't get there because of them. Uh, I even started to want to work another job and all that. And they showed me how they were going to put people in all those places when I went to yoga and all that. Right. So, like, I'm not paying any extra attention. I felt an attraction to a partner in a yoga thing, but I knew for years that witches do that. Even in the church, they get you attracted. So you just ignore it, right? So I'm sitting there, and I'm sure she knows she was trying to attract me, and I know she's attracted people before. Right. I just don't know for sure who she's working for. So I go to a yoga teachers thing, right? And she's my partner. You know, the boss was obviously in on it, and he spoke to me like he knew who I was. So again, they instructed him. This is how you create a psychological disruption in a person's mind. So this yoga teacher was somehow affiliated with them. Right. Okay, you remove a car accident from, in a future car accident, 143rd in Switzer. It's that thing where people can't press the brake hard enough to save their lives. Yeah, healed. Thank you, Larry. There's a disruption in my braking, but for me, I could see while I'm doing that, somebody else is going to not have the power to push it away. Thanks, Larry. This costs gas, so I have to be careful. I got to get the oil change too. I have a gift card that I bought before to get it done. I just never got it done. Well, I got lured in to look at a debt consolidation loan. I don't think I need it really at this point, but so it said 7% and up, of course. Well, when I get to it, it's like 17% for like 3 grand for a 3 year, and a 5 year is like 24%. And I'm thinking that undoes their credit for debt consolidation. Now, it's not somebody that I've had a loan with, or I thought it was. Like, I have a loan from one place that sounds like theirs, and they may have taken that name just to confuse people, right, using the same color on their ads. Right. So if I went with the person I already have a loan with, that I've had a loan with for 4 years, I'd probably fare better. And yeah. So again, is this where I voted at? How did I end up over here? Yeah, that's where I voted at. Hilltop campus. Thank you, Mary. So yeah, I was totally relaxed. I got no idea how this happened. I mean, I was still like off kilter, but I was totally relaxed when I went in to schedule surgery. Yeah, maybe we'll heal that. Well, I believe they're being manipulated by something. Again, it's not. Again, spycraft and psychological operation is manipulative, and you know everybody can get caught up in it. I mean, day in and day out. Like like they were hitting me with all sorts of like negative health problems and all this craziness. Right. And because I was bound up, which I don't know if it's just that. Again, I could be drugged also, right. But it was really affecting me. Like I couldn't read news articles about death. It was like and all this stuff. But now, and it knows that. Like if they're doing that with an AI, it would say, okay, he's not opening those news articles. He's bothered by it. Increase the number. Right. So it isn't. It was the pinched nerves that was causing that, not actually my mind. Right. So when we look at the CEO shooter, he had pinched nerves somewhere. So again, you have to study this because you have to be able to minimize it. See, this is the medical plaza I was trying to get to. They have like, I think, no openings for new patients. It's a nice little thing over here. HCA Midwest Health. I'm kind of going to like a pain management that's not like affiliated with anything big. I don't think it's just I got to get in and get steroid again. Dr. Burrell in Naples, north of Naples. What was that place called? Estero. He was amazing. If I had him after this last guy, I probably should have went to Florida and looked him up. He probably would have got me out of it as quick as he could. Right. Again, being psychologically operated by law enforcement and private eyes in the middle of a Weinstein discrediting operation, I mean, you can't get anywhere. And it's not, I already tested it. It's not designed to shut me up. It's designed actually to keep me speaking out. And if they're telling their bosses that he just won't shut up, then they're defrauding you. They're scamming you because they're making the people speak out. Again, the same thing with Elon Musk. I don't know what went on and why him and Vivek brought up that thing. Well, because you just alienated all the Americans. Americans have a harder time in life than you all did, and I'll tell you that. Again, I'm a genius. You all know it. And they're trying to kill me for being it. I'm a genius without a college degree. It's insane.
100%.
But I actually self-studied, so. Well, Satan hates me, so Satan misrouted my life. Satan exists. Even it's funny, Satan will attack when you have a pinched nerve and tell you it's the pinched nerve, but yet, like I said, there's these articles online and da da da. Right. No, that was their plan, to just destroy my neurology so they could do this to me and maybe force me into a crime or something.
Thank you, sure.
Nah, in Oklahoma, I should have been able to find a pain doctor and got another steroid treatment. But I was able to maintain my health enough with the magnesium baths and the walking. Right. But again, what happens is they say you have to stretch. I can't stretch when I'm bound up because I could ruin a nerve or a disc or something like that. So massage is the best way for me to do that. And then, of course, getting the corticosteroid. I think that's probably the way the doc's going to do it. I mean, ablation would be an option. Uh, but again, if we could relax the muscles first. I don't even know what happened when I look at Tyler and they were blocking me from the purchase of a vehicle. They're more effective when you're all screwed up. Right? Their psychological stuff. Couldn't get to a vehicle to purchase. I mean, it's obviously a lot of devilry and witchcraft because, I just couldn't see to take advantage of the things I needed to take advantage of. So yeah, it was nice to find. I thank the Party City people, and they look to be African American or black, as we say now. Now it looks like their store's closing or something. Now I don't know if that. Sometimes they put that just to bring in people for the sales, but I guess I did get a great deal. So what do you think? Well, that's going to be vacant now. Again, the sign of the times. When I was in I've been in this kind of analysis for since the crash, the first 2008. So I used to ride my bicycle and say, you see all these stores that are closed. That's from your metaphysical hate on me. So again, you have to reduce the friction financially, economically. Even if you want to yell at somebody, right, you have to, because you're in these big positions. Well, you can send people out of business. You can't. You need to keep Democrats in business because that's part of your economy. Again, even the SNAP food program is part of the economy. Right. You're not going to fix it by forcing them to steal and then go to jail. And it's going to cost you more money. I think Trump understands that. I just don't know the reality of his present body. Somebody pushed their buttons into that. That's like a failed argument. I mean, matter of fact, people from India used my information to change X, used my information to change other social media, to start social media. Right. Well, it's a K system. We're the haves, you're the have not. Even if we have to force you to be a have not.
Thank you.
Yeah, if I had my drink, I would probably drive some more. I'm trying. I got to get a what do they call it? A thermos. I don't remember why I threw my other thermos. There was something wrong with my last thermos, so I threw it away. At least I think I did. It could be somewhere, but I don't. I remember. I think I was frustrated at it because it was too tall, and you couldn't put it in a coffee maker. Like, yeah. I bought the 20 ounce instead of the 16 ounce, and it doesn't fit in most coffee makers. But I changed back to chai. Isn't that weird? I'm drinking chai.
Thank you.
I actually stopped drinking all caffeinated beverages till I could figure out what was going on with my stomach. Now the stomach thing started in Tyler, on and off. But I found a knot in my back, lower back, that causes it, and it probably what it might be doing is causing a hiatal hernia. But I knew I had it once, and then it went away. So when my back was adjusted in, it went away, and it went away this time. So there's nothing wrong with my stomach, really. The doctor even said that. He said, I don't see anything. So I'm sure I'm going to end up getting some MRIs, and it's just I wish that surgery was a sure thing. I mean, some people are telling me inside that it's almost a sure thing anymore. I mean, the failures are very minimal, right? Mm. But again, you can't. Again, I focus on my health. I prepare, and I can't focus on it because of them, because they're pushing me away. Right? I haven't done overhead lifts in so long, and then they ended up pushing me to move, and that involved a lot of lifting and strain on the back. And I actually moved twice. A second time, when I moved to Oklahoma, though, I was fine. I was like so stretched out and ready to go. Uh, I was just happy to be there, and quite frankly, the Latino and Latina on white guy oppression was just overwhelming in Santa Fe. I just needed to break from it because I still helped a lot of Spanish people, right? But I did detect there was a leadership movement against my life, liberty, and happiness. So this is magic also. So again, they're cursing me, but Hashem got through, and Jesus, because I just saw a cross over here. Dead in Christ arise. Rabbi Yeshua ben David. Because the appointment for today, I wanted an appointment like fast, but I didn't want an appointment in the morning. I prefer that they're like mid afternoon. It's just because I can relax and go to it. Right. And that happened. God bless you, Larry. Now I had to pay a deposit. I don't know if it's refundable. I didn't see. That's like the weird part that I didn't get to that part. I had to pay him $65 up front, which is weird for me. I don't have co-pays. For some reason, they wanted $65, and they said it's a deposit, and then when your insurance kicks in, I think they give it back, but I'm not sure. Okay. Just so they don't treat you for free. But I don't know. It could be kind of a extra money thing. But I needed to get in. I just need to be seen and get it rolling. I might even change to another one that does a little bit more procedures, but it may be too destroyed now for ablation. I just couldn't. I was so sick in Amarillo, it was horrible. Eventually, I did get out of bed and I was able to start walking. But what happens is happening right now. My body tightens up. See, I accidentally beat my horn. I stuck my hand through my steering wheel to turn on the turn signal and I beat my horn. And that's not always 100% again because the gifts fail. But I was too tight. So I'm waking up. By the morning time, I'm too tight to sleep. I end up waking up. So I went to sleep earlier last night, so I ended up getting up. So I get like a good 6 to 7 hours of sleep. But it was weird. You see, this is the point. I was able to get 8 hours of sleep. I was feeling good. I went and scheduled that surgery, and then I got sick, and there was evidence of a break-in. So are they using something that tightens me up? Thank you, Larry. I never could figure it out that that's what was cutting my sleep off. I would just get too tight by the morning. So I don't know what the answer is here. My right side is still much tighter than my left. Again, it might be fusion to the lower spine. Wish I could have figured this out 3 or 4 years ago. Right. Well, those people, every time the stomach got messed up, those people were around. Now, you could say it's stress, but I don't believe it's totally stress. So, again, I need to stay relaxed no matter what's going on. So, they need to be kept away from me. Again, law enforcement doing that kind of thing is it's unacceptable. What it's trying to do now is trying to make me late for my appointment, but that'd be a lot of driving. Correct. Yeah, like throwing this guy in because he just showed up walking away. Somebody may have been in my apartment. I'll take a look. Well, the way it works is somebody else will break in and then they'll present him as the person that actually broke in when he didn't. So if I accuse him, he'll have an alibi, right? Agreed, Larry. That's how spies work. But it could be Satan's stance. I hope I was broadcasting there because somehow I hit something that said leave site. Like a reload or something. I'm anxious to go inside and see if there's evidence of somebody being in there. Well, stay peaceful. Pray